In Hilchos Yom Kippurim, Sim Tov Reish Daled, actually we started the first sif we learned, and over there he talks about basically that the concept that you're not allowed to fast on Erev Yom Kippur, and you must eat on Erev Yom Kippur, and you get credit for it as though you fasted. Now he says in Beis is what we're up to. Ve'im over v'tor v'yisane kol hayom. If someone for some reason made a mistake, and he figured it's Erev Yom Kippur, so he's going to fast a whole day. So tzarech v'yisanes ach Yom Kippur tainus v'chaper al mashe yisane b'Erev Yom Kippur. So on a day, Moshe would say on Shabbos, if someone had a dream, and he fasted, because state that a dream to be mevatel a dream is by yom. So from that second, to make it up, the fasting on Yom Kippur, we're not talking about Shabbos where someone fasts because he doesn't enjoy food. Then you're allowed to, because that's a Shteve Karos or Shabbos Einig. So if your Einig is not eating, so then you're allowed to do it. But we're talking about someone that thought that it's the right thing to do to fast on Erev Yom Kippur. So he has to make up, because he was supposed to. You weren't supposed to fast today. Avol im lo yisana ela atzudam of sekas. If he only fasted during the day, and he had a final meal before, so he really broke his fast and he actually ate. Maybe he didn't eat a full amount. That doesn't matter already.
It's interesting that you're being mechaper on the fact that you fasted by fasting.
Right. And then he says, "Im nodali sanis, boy, if he made a nether." So the question is, could you make a nether a mashakos b'tayda? So it could be tzishab masa mashakos b'tayda. So the nether is not chal. So he says, "Ayin b'siman tavkufayim." He doesn't go into that over here. Now in Siv Daled he says, "Apa pisha min adin, Erev Yom Kippur mutar behesvet." Erev Yom Kippur is a. You don't say tachnun. It's a yontif, but now if it's a yontif, of course, then you can't make espedim. But the question is, Gabi, what is it a yontif? It's mutar b'malacha. You're allowed to work. So he says over here, "Apa pisha min adin Erev Yom Kippur mutar behesvet." She'ein a yontif kal. It's not really a yontif. Ve'ein by Myra, the whole specialty of the day is Elo she mitzvah lechol boy, that it has a special mitzvah. The mitzvah of the day is eating. Mikol mokum noigim lasoisa yontiv. We make it for a yontiv. Ve'ein maspidin boy Elo al chochem befonov. And the only can make a hesped is al chochem befonov. Now, what does it mean, Chochem B'fonov? Pasha Taish Chochem B'fonov, there was a time, Moshe, in Europe especially, when a great Gadol passed away, Rabbi Yitzchak Achanan, the one that at the Yeshiva University, he was a Kovner of. When Rabbi Yitzchak Achanan passed away, so in all the Litvish cities, they made a Spadim. He was someplace in Kovna.
It wasn't.
So Chochem B'fonov means where the
actual
by the actual vaya. that you're allowed to do, but not by the other cities. Some say Chacham in front of me, the Chacham that thinks he's a Chacham. Chacham before him, you know.
Huh?
Oy b'yayim shebos shmos shemes shu kamoy before him. Oh, that's what he means over here. That in the other cities where they heard, on Morgenzeiten, they didn't have a COL. So to word got around, could be a week around that they first heard about it. So that's considered before him. V'chein ein oimrim Sadiq Hadin, that's what we said by Levaya. Ela Chacham B'fonov. V'chein ein oimrim by Tachton. We don't say Tachton on Erev Yom Kippur. V'gam ein oimrim kaidem alois ha'shachar ha'b'slichas k'b'shar yomim. You know, the Alter Rebbe goes with the Shita that during a Seres Meishuv you say Slichas. Our minhag is that we ought to say Slichas on Tzem Gedalia. So he's saying, so all these things show that it has some yontif spirit to it. V'yesh mekaymis lo yung ahabas b'slichas. There are places that they still do say a lot of Slichas. Why? Ufi she'ein chayshin aisa yontif. They don't consider it a yontif. Ella me'aloisa shachar ve'elach avalei b'layla. That means that this in most communities, when you say slichas, this week, tomorrow morning, they say slichas in the middle of the night. They say slichas before aloisa shachar. Aloisa shachar today is sometime around 5 o'clock. So they start before. We have, in the Lubavitch has a very liberal minhag that it says shlichas, 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, even later. But so the shaila is, in Erev Yom Kippur, even if you say that Erev Yom Kippur is a yontif, but the yontif begins at Lois HaShachar, not in the middle of the night. So there's two different minhagim. That those who say slichas during a seres to make tshuva, so there's two different minhagim if they should say slichas before alois hashachar. So all these show that it's sort of it is sort of a yontif, but therefore so the minhag is you don't say espedim or you don't do other things. Never said some will come up with it later, but. There's a minhag on Erev Yom Kippur to eat krepchen. And the minhag is also on Hoshana Rabbah that eat krepchen. And the minhag is also on Purim that eat krepchen. So the question is why? So if you look in the Lubavitch Hamazah, the Rebbe writes an Ina Pikabola, which is not easy to explain, but I once had a very simple reason. The simple reason is that these 3 days, Erev Yom Kippur, and Hoshana Rabbah, and Purim, they're a yontif. But nevertheless, they're mutar b'melacha. You gotta work. Even Hoshana Rabbah, which is doing Chol Moed, but there's work that you gotta do on Chol Moed. And Purim is also mutar b'melacha. What is krepchen? Krepchen, you take meat and you put it between pieces of dough and you hide the meat in the dough. Now, the din is that on Yontiv, you have to eat meat. Because ain't simcha ela b'basar. So over here, we're saying that these 3 days, they're sort of a hidden Yontiv. Because it's on one hand it's yontif, and on one hand it's not yontif. So you eat meat and you hide the meat. That's why they make the krepchen. You could pass that one along. Huh? What? Okay. Now he says, Misha Noyek Shalei lechol basar b'chol yemei achol. There's some people that, not mitzvah frumkeit, they don't eat meat. The meat is a Shabbos dekazach, it's a yontiv dekazach. Ki im b'yoyim she'ein oimim by tachton. If you don't say tachton, no, it's a yontiv, so you eat meat. So mutter lechol basar afil b'leil erev Yom Kippur. So he's allowed to eat meat the night going to Erev Yom Kippur. The koshken b'yoyim, and about goes during the day because you have to eat. It's a mitzvah to eat. But amurim b'mekayim shein aimim haba slichas b'leila. That the night before you don't say much slichas. Sheheim chayshin l'yontev gam es halayla. They count the yontev of Erev Yom Kippur starts from the night before. Remember, so you can eat meat. Aber b'mekayim shemabim b'slichas she'ein chayshin es halayla l'yontev, that they don't count the night, they count only from the day on begins the yontev. Ein lechol basar b'layla, so you shouldn't eat meat even the night going to Erev Yom Kippur. Philipim kaim she'ein ma'abim by b'slichas, and even so first he starts tying it up with saying slichas before. He said even places where Erev Yom Kippur and at night before you don't say layechol basar kaidin seisek achavim shel leil Erev Yom Kippur. Av pi shespal avos mibayayim. So even before says you shouldn't eat the meat Erev Yom Kippur. Ufi she'ein chayshol yontev elo layla mamish sherei aimim tachton achat tfilas hamincha. Shalches Tishrei. Normally, on a day that you don't say tachton, we don't say tachton ready from the mincha before. But on Ches Tishrei, we do say tachton. Uv'shah yomer she'ein aimim tachton, ein aimim tachton afilu b'mincha shelufneim. Mikral she'erev Yom Kippur ein machzikin l'yontev ela mitzvah gachavim ve'elach. So that's when the yontev begins. I remember when there was when the first group of, or maybe one of the first group of what they call the kvutza today came to America. So for some reason there was a group of them that was sent to Ocean Parkway. I don't remember the reason. And they told them about mental comments, say a share for them, call it shulchim or whatever you want. And they were complaining about the food in Ocean Parkway. So the complaint reached the Rashag, and the Rashag called a meeting from the staff in Ocean Parkway, and I was among the meeting. So there came a representative of the Bachum or what, and they presented their claim. So I said to the Bacher, I don't understand you. Are you telling me that in Eretz Yisrael you have meat every night? You have chicken every night? What are you complaining about the food? You're getting extra food that you never even eat. So the Bacher says to me, over ein yerakot. They lived on vegetables those days, It was scarcer, Ein aimer l'matzeach yancho she'ena yem tzor. That's the Ramatzeach by Asher V'Otzia. Ve'ein aimer by Mizbor Soida mitam she'ez b'ayah the Siman Nun Aleph. Now, what is the reason why you don't say Mizbor Soida? The reason is because a carbon toida is considered a carbon shlomen. A carbon shlomen normally, when you brought a carbon shlomen, you ate it the day that you brought it, the night that you brought it, and the following day. Even though a carbon toida is considered carbon shlomen, but you don't have such a long period. You only have the day and the night. Now, the Farshim say, why is it that there's a difference between Korban Toida and all the other Shlomim? Because they say that thanking Hashem, you have to thank every day again. For each day you have to thank Hashem. So that's why it's just the day and the night. The Korban Toida considered a 40 challahs. 10 of the challahs were chometz. So, being that Yom Kippur or at night, you can't, if you bring Korban Toida in the morning, so you can only eat it during the day. You can't eat it at night, which is normally the Zman of the Korban Toida. So you mamayit b'zman achilosei. You're limiting the time to eat it, and you may not be able to eat it. So therefore, the takana was that you don't say mizbah u'sayda in the time of the Beis Hamikdash. They want makar of Korban Toida on Erev Yom Kippur.
Because it didn't have time to eat it.
Because at night you're fasting already.
So it didn't have time to eat it.
You wouldn't have time to eat it up. So it's called you mamayit b'zman achilosei. Einam Avinu Malkeinu. We don't say Avinu Malkeinu. Loi b'tfilah shachas, loi b'mincha. Normally during a service you make sure you say Avinu Malkeinu. But over here you don't. V'yesh makayim kishachal Yom Kippur b'Shabbos she'ein ayim by Avinu Malkeinu. If Yom Kippur came on Shabbos, so you're not going to say Avinu Malkeinu on Shabbos. So to make up, Kamosha is bar, or ayim also b'Erev Yom Kippur shachas. So then, to make it up, you put in Avinu Malkeinu
Extra on the Friday.
on Friday morning.
So we say Avinu Malkeinu
On Erev Yom Kippur, we don't say it. Okay, we say no. there's no
Normally
time.
we don't, but if it comes out on Shabbos, we don't.
That's interesting. Is that what we do with Poil?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
said?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember that.
Okay, now it goes to Minik Kaporos B'Erev Yom Kippur. This is the Hecht's Kaporos. They made it popular. I really mean it.
Yeah.
They made it popular. Minik Kaporos B'Erev Yom Kippur. Boy,
The weather needs to be good. The weather needs to be good. The weather needs to be good for the kaparas. The weather needs to be good for the kaparas.
Yeah. Noigim be'elu haroses. In these countries, the minig is, why does he say noigim be'elu haroses? Because in other places they didn't take a chicken. They would take money. They would take a certain amount of money, what the chicken would cost, and with that they did kaporas. But he says, noigim be'elu haroses, in these countries, Rikach b'Erev Yom Kippur tanago kapara l'zocha for a man. Tanago, there's what's called in English it's called a rooster and a hen. A rooster is a zocha, and a hen is a nekeva. The way to tell the difference between a zocha and a nekeva is by the crown. The crown that's on the top of the chicken. So the rooster has a big crown, and the hen has a small crown. So he said they take a tanago kapora l'zocha, the tanagoygus for the keva, and a hen for the keva. V'aimim olav, and they say on this, zeh chalifosi, zeh tmurasi, zeh kaparasi. Rosh Tevis chatach. Now chatach is some say chatach means like to cut away, like to cut away the sins from the Yidden, and some say that the chatach is the malach that's a munam panosa. That's why there's a minig. A lot of people have a minig that they buy a new knife out of Yom Kippur, out of Rosh Hashanah. Why they buy a new knife for Rosh Hashanah? Because a new knife is called chatach. You cut with it. And the word chatach is, if you take in davening, Pesach es yodecha, so Pesach es yodecha, Pesach ends with a ches, es ends with a tof, and yodecha ends with a chof. So that's chatach. So that's what I have a minute to get a new knife on Erev Rosh Hashanah. Zeh Hashem, HaChaitach, Chaim, L'chol chai. That's the name of the malach that decides life. U'mazirei sovav reishay, and you turn it around your head. V'omer b'nei Adam yosher choshev v'samovas. There's a whole tefillah over there. V'oisim kain gibel b'amim, and they do it 3 times. Did you ever hear the expression? Sometimes they say a person that's looking in the Gemara but doesn't know what it says over there. It's a funny expression. A cook via hon of b'nei Adam. Right? What is the hon of b'nei Adam? So it goes, when you're holding the chicken over your head,
Chicken is a hon.
so you're looking at, that's a hon, a hen. And you're looking into the Siddur saying b'nei Adam. And she's also looking into b'nei Adam. So you're looking to be a hon, up in there, does the hon know what it says in the Siddur? But I cooked it in the Siddur. Simply someone that's sitting and learning and doesn't know what he's learning, just looking at it. So it's a hon up b'nei Adam. Let's go back. B'shech t'noisoi miyad. I'm sorry. Another piece I skipped over. Samchem olav yedayim, and there's a minute to put your hand on the head of the chicken. Dugma smicha bekolben, which is similar to in of smicha, because shevet samach shad aroish apara. B'sheich t'noisa miyad, and they shecht it right away. The takeoff of smicha is shchita, because when they did smicha in the Beis HaMikdash, so right after the smicha they did the shchita. And he says, "V'yeshtem noam milusmach olav yedayim," and some don't do this of putting the hand on the head. Why? Kiven she'atanagol. Skip over. V'yeshtem noam milusmach yedayim k'dei shelo yehei nira k'magdish kodeshim v'shechtem b'chuz. You shouldn't look like you're doing kosher out of the Beis HaMikdash. Ve'ein lochash l'zeh. He said, it's not something you should be concerned about, and that there's nothing wrong of doing this zeicha l'smicha. Kima shatanaga hu davar she'ena ro'el l'mizbeach. If you had a behemoth and you did it, it would look like you're sheicha b'chutz. But you're doing it on a chicken can't be a korban. Avo im ein loy tanagayim. Some people take a fish. You shouldn't take like pigeons. A pigeon could be a korban. If he put his hand on them, so if you're using a pigeon, you shouldn't do it because that is resembles a korban. And we look for white chickens. One is this said, when they're available. Or then yifchu behem mibacherim. Take this here. Avulim eina mizumonim b'fonav, and you have to go out of your way to get a white one. Shouldn't make a special effort to get a white one. Mishum shazel kein darke hamoyri shedarken also acher tanagayim levonim lakriv l'avodah zora uksiv v'shetin posek v'chuk esayim loy segleichu. Okay. Derech Agav, when I go to Kaparas, I like to sometimes ask kids a question. I say, "Did you did Kaparas, right? Did the chicken have a nose?" Yeah, it has a nose. You can see the nose, right? I say, "Does the chicken have an ear?" Say, "No. Chicken doesn't have an ear. You don't see any ears hanging out on the chicken." So I told a story there was once in Worcester, there was a Lubavitcher Rav there, a Choshev Rav, and there was a person that he was like in charge of the kashrus, the business end of it, and this person didn't like the Rav, so he came to the Rav on Erev and Kippur, and he shows him that the chicken has a cut in the head, up on top, has a little cut in the head. So he said, Rebbe, look at the chicken, there's a cut in the... So the Rav didn't know what the cut was. So he began to think that maybe it could be that it went through to the moyach. So there's a shag in Yeridea, nikav krum ha-moyach, if the casing that has the moyach in it got a hole in it. So the guy made fun of the Rav and he said, Rebbe, that's the chicken's ear. It's not nikav krum ha-moyach. So show that the chicken has an ear on both sides. And I wouldn't write a lakim with a hay. On a matzeva.